Magandang gabi, Kapamilya. Tonight, we delve into a topic that is often whispered about but seldom understood: relationships that involve more than two people. This is a conversation that requires immense sensitivity, openness, and a genuine desire to understand the human heart. When we talk about multi-partner relationships, or what is often broadly termed as polygamy or polyamory, we are not just talking about a deviation from the norm. We are talking about a conscious choice that some individuals make for a variety of deeply personal reasons. It is a structure where a person may have more than one spouse or romantic partner simultaneously, with the supposed full knowledge and consent of everyone involved. Why do people choose this path? The reasons are as diverse as the people themselves. For some, it is a matter of cultural or religious tradition, a practice that has been a part of their community for generations. For others, it is a personal philosophy, a belief that one can love more than one person deeply and ethically without diminishing the love given to another. It can be a way to build a larger family unit, a wider support system, or to fulfill emotional and romantic needs that they feel cannot be met by a single partner. It challenges the conventional idea that love must be exclusive to be real, proposing instead that love can be expansive and abundant. It is crucial, however, to differentiate between ethical non-monogamy and infidelity. The former is built on a foundation of honesty and consent, where all parties are aware of and agree to the relationship structure. It is a deliberate and negotiated arrangement. Infidelity, on the other hand, is an act of betrayal. It involves secrecy, deception, and the breaking of promises made within a committed relationship. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward having a respectful and intelligent conversation about the topic. We must move past judgment and instead lean into understanding the motivations and principles that guide these complex human connections. Let us be clear, this is not a simple choice, nor is it an easy one. It demands an extraordinary level of emotional maturity, self-awareness, and a commitment to radical honesty from everyone involved. It asks individuals to confront their own insecurities, jealousies, and preconceived notions about what a relationship should look like. The journey into a multi-partner relationship is one that requires constant communication, negotiation, and a profound respect for the autonomy and feelings of each person. It is a path that, while potentially fulfilling for some, is also fraught with its own unique set of challenges that must be navigated with care and intention. At the very heart of any healthy relationship, whether with one partner or many, lie the pillars of consent and communication. In the context of multi-partner relationships, their importance is magnified tenfold. Consent must be enthusiastic, continuous, and freely given by every single person involved in the dynamic. It is not a one-time agreement, but an ongoing dialogue. If one person feels pressured, coerced, or is not fully on board with the arrangement, the entire foundation becomes unstable. It is not true consent if it is given out of fear of abandonment or a desire to please a partner. Each person must feel empowered to voice their boundaries, their needs, and their true feelings without fear of reprisal. Open and honest communication is the lifeblood that sustains these complex relationships. We are not just talking about discussing schedules or logistics. We are talking about the difficult, vulnerable conversations. It means talking about feelings of jealousy, insecurity, and fear as they arise. It means creating a safe space where every partner feels heard and validated, even when their feelings are challenging to the group dynamic. Without this constant and transparent flow of information and emotion, misunderstandings fester, resentment builds, and the very trust that is meant to hold the relationship together begins to erode. Communication is not just a tool, it is the entire framework. Furthermore, emotional health must be a top priority for everyone. This requires a high degree of self-awareness. Each individual must be in tune with their own emotional landscape, able to identify their triggers, and capable of managing their reactions in a healthy way. It is about asking yourself the hard questions. Am I genuinely happy? Do I feel respected and valued? Are my emotional needs being met? Is this structure contributing to my well-being or detracting from it? It is not selfish to prioritize your mental and emotional health. In fact, It is a responsibility you have to yourself and to your partners. An unhealthy individual contributes to an unhealthy relationship dynamic. Ultimately, these relationships demand a commitment to what we call emotional honesty. This goes beyond simply telling the truth. It means being honest with yourself about your own feelings, even the ugly ones, and then having the courage to share that truth with your partners in a compassionate way. It is about showing up authentically, without masks or pretenses. It means that when you say you are okay, you are truly okay, and when you are not, you have the courage to say so. This level of vulnerability is daunting, but it is the only way to build a connection that is genuine, resilient, and truly capable of navigating the intricate dance of loving more than one. While the ideal of a multi-partner relationship is built on honesty and love, we must also talk about the real and significant risks involved. One of the most prominent challenges is managing the powerful emotion of jealousy. In a society that has conditioned us to believe in romantic exclusivity, feeling jealous when a partner shares intimacy with someone else is a very natural human reaction. It can manifest as insecurity, possessiveness, or a fear of being replaced. Acknowledging that jealousy will likely surface is the first step. The challenge, then, is not to eliminate jealousy, but to learn how to process it constructively, communicate it to your partners, and receive reassurance in a way that strengthens rather than weakens the bonds. Beyond jealousy, there is the risk of emotional confusion and burnout. Managing the emotional needs, schedules, and individual dynamics of multiple relationships is incredibly demanding. It requires a significant investment of time, energy, and emotional resources. A person can easily become spread too thin, unable to give any single partner the attention and care they deserve. This can lead to feelings of neglect and inequality within the group, where one partner may feel less important or prioritized than another. The logistical and emotional labor involved is immense, and without careful management and clear boundaries, it can lead to exhaustion and the eventual breakdown of the relationships. Moreover, the specter of infidelity still exists, even within non-monogamous structures. Cheating is not about the act of being with another person. It is about the violation of agreed-upon rules and boundaries. If a group has decided on a specific set of agreements, for instance, that all new partners must be discussed and approved by everyone, then going outside of that agreement is an act of infidelity. The betrayal of trust can be just as devastating, if not more so, in a polyamorous relationship as it is in a monogamous one. The pain comes from the deception and the breaking of a sacred pact, proving that honesty and integrity are paramount, regardless of the relationship model. Finally, there are the social and familial pressures to consider. Individuals in these relationships often face judgment, misunderstanding, and stigma from friends, family, and society at large. This can lead to feelings of isolation and the need to live a double life, which adds another layer of stress and complexity. The lack of social scripts or role models for navigating these relationships means that couples and groups are often figuring things out on their own, without a map. This journey, while potentially rewarding, is not for the faint of heart. It requires immense resilience, a strong sense of self, and a support system, whether internal or external, that understands and affirms their choices. In the Philippines, the conversation about multi-partner relationships is uniquely shaped by our legal and cultural landscape. The Family Code of the Philippines is unequivocal. It defines and recognizes marriage as a union between one man and one woman. Bigamy, the act of entering into a marriage while still being legally married to another person, is a crime punishable under the revised penal code. This legal framework firmly entrenches monogamy as the only state-sanctioned form of marital union for the majority of the population. Therefore, any form of polygamous marriage outside of specific cultural exemptions is not legally recognized and carries serious legal consequences. The significant exception to this rule is found under Presidential Decree 1083, or the Code of Muslim Personal Laws of the Philippines. This code allows Muslim men, under specific conditions, to have more than one wife, reflecting a practice permitted within certain interpretations of Islam. However, even within this legal provision, there are strict rules and requirements that aim to ensure the wives are treated justly and equitably. This legal duality creates a complex tapestry, where polygamy is both a crime and a legally protected right, depending entirely on one's religious affiliation and adherence to specific cultural codes. This highlights the intricate interplay between state law and religious law in the country. Religion, particularly the dominant influence of Catholicism, plays a monumental role in shaping societal attitudes toward love, sex, and marriage. For the vast majority of Filipinos, the sacrament of marriage is a sacred, lifelong covenant between two individuals. This religious doctrine powerfully reinforces the social ideal of monogamy, often portraying any deviation as sinful or morally wrong. These deeply ingrained beliefs can create significant internal conflict for individuals who may feel that their capacity to love extends beyond one person, forcing them to reconcile their personal truths with the doctrines of their faith and the expectations of their community. So, what do we do with all this information? We begin with ourselves. We must engage in honest self-reflection. Ask yourself, what are my values? What do I truly need and want from a relationship? Am I considering this path to escape a problem in my current relationship, or am I drawn to it from a place of genuine desire and capacity? If you find yourself confused, conflicted, or overwhelmed, there is no shame in seeking professional help. A therapist or counselor can provide a safe, non-judgmental space to explore your feelings and help you find clarity. Ultimately, whatever shape a relationship takes, it must be a source of growth, happiness, and mutual respect. The health and well-being of every person involved must always be the bottom line.